Yesterday I shared 4 reasons why the Close to My Heart ink pads are a must-have, along with a special that I am running this weekend where you purchase 4 ink pads and you receive the 5th free. I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to also share our National Scrapbooking Day special, Many Wishes, with an adorable layered stencil that you are going to love. As well as I'm going to demonstrate our distressed oxide inks, and I'm going to extend, that's right, I'm going to extend the special of buy 4 inks, get the 5th one free to our distressed oxide inks as well. So let's take a look at this fun technique using the Many Wishes layered stencil. So here I have my all-purpose mat down, which makes cleanup nice and easy. I have my card base taped down here so that it doesn't move. And I'm going to go ahead and bring in our layered stencil. So there are 2 pieces to this stencil. We are going to start with our flowers. So I'm going to go ahead and put that one down first. And I'm going to tape it down good so that it doesn't shift on us. Okay, and then once you have your stencil taped down, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with my lightest color. So for this, I am using Tattered Rose, and I have our foam tool along with the foam on the end there, which I'll show you how you change those out in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and ink this up really good. I'm going to tap it here in my ink. And then I have a piece of scrap paper here that I'm just going to tap off because I don't want any harsh lines or uneven spots in my blending here. Now, these distressed oxide inks blend so smoothly and they are very, very forgiving. The distressed oxides, they blend like butter. They are so smooth, but I still want to tap off here to be sure that I don't have any harsh lines that'll just make more work for me later to blend out, right? And then I'm going to tap this color right in the center of our flower. Okay, and you notice each time I re-ink, I am tapping off on my scrap paper so that I don't have any of those harsh lines. Okay. And then I'm going to do the bottom flower here just in the center as well. I'm sorry I'm shaking the camera an awful lot. I will try to be much gentler so that I don't shake the camera so much. Sorry about that. Ooh, that's hard to do and not shake that camera. All right, so there, I think I'm good with that color for now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set that aside. And I'm gonna bring in our Abandoned Coral color here. These distressed oxides are so fun for so many different techniques. I love that they are a mixture of like a pigment ink and a water-based ink, and they also oxide with water, reason why they get the distressed oxide, so it makes for so many fun techniques. And tomorrow I will share a video with techniques using the distressed oxide inks. Okay, so now I'm just going to come in with this Abandoned Coral color. And I like to go in a circular motion when I'm doing this. The circular motion allows you to blend a little bit better. But this distressed oxide ink, I'm telling you, is very, very forgiving. So you can use what's comfortable for you. A circular motion just helps in blending. Hopefully I'm not shaking our camera too much. Okay, And now I'm going to go back to this abandoned coral color and I'm going to blend in that center again. So you notice the first time I just tapped in that color. Now I'm blending, so I'm going in a circular motion to blend. Okay, and you see my lines disappear. So if you can see here, you can see very distinctly between the two colors. We don't want there to be a distinct line between our colors. We want it to be all smooth. So going back in with the Tattered Rose helps to blend that back in, blend that color, and get rid of those lines, right? So you just want it to be you don't want it to see where one color starts and one color stops and another color starts. You just want them to blend together. Okay, and because I already had a layer of color on here, it wasn't so important for me to tap off on my sheet, especially with this lighter color. But if I was going back with the dark color, you definitely want to be sure to tap off so that you don't have any harsh lines. Okay. So now I've just blended it all together. Okay, and then I've decided that now I just want a little bit darker. That's the thing with blending. You kind of just go back and forth with your colors until you get the color that you want or the pattern, consistency. There are no right or wrong, and honestly, no two are going to be alike, right? Because you're blending these colors together. Okay, so there, I think we're good with that, and I'm going to go ahead and peel this one up. Save my washi tape aside here. I want to be careful how I pull this up so that I don't get ink from my fingers or whatever else on my actual card front there. I think we can just peel this up this way now. Look at our big reveal. Isn't that beautiful? Look at all the dimension and the different shades that we've created here. Now we're going to go ahead and put down our layered stencil. So here's the next layer in our layered stencil, which is going to bring in our leaves. I'm getting a little bit of a glare, so I'm sorry if you're getting my head as I'm trying to get up there to make sure I have it lined up correctly. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tape this down. All right. And now we are going to change out, so these foam tools have Velcro on your foam pad, right? So I can go ahead and save that. And what I do with my foams when I take them off is I put them in a close to my heart 2x2 flip flap, right? So that contains, I used to Velcro, you might see Velcro on top of some of my inks here. I used to Velcro them there, but then they were making a mess in my case with those inks, right? So I put them in a 2x2 flip flap, and when I store them in my case, I store the flip flap right in behind the ink color. Okay, so you can see when these stack together, this is going to be right tucked in behind there. Okay, so that's another great use. We all know and love flip flaps, right? This is another great use for your flip flaps. So I'm going to go ahead and load this sponge onto my tool. And now we are ready to do our leaves here, right? So I'm going to go ahead and tap this off on here, and then I'm going to start here. I'm going to start just tapping in some color first to get us a base. Trying not to shake our camera. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing down here. Okay, and then I'm I'm just going to start blending it in. Now, how I go over this or how I blend, how much darker I do in some areas than others can give me different dimensions and colors to my leaves, all in one color. Tomorrow, I will share a video with different techniques using Distressed Oxide inks. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and carefully peel this up. I've got ink on my fingers, so I don't want to get it on my card base. Okay, and look at how beautiful that is. So here you can see this card, and I added sediment here, sending lots of love, and put some color cardstock behind it. So look at how beautiful, and again, no two are the same as I blended the colors, right? You can see the differences in my greens and the different colors of the flowers. So pretty. Okay, so now in part 2 of this video, I want to show you using our Close to My Heart exclusive ink pads to do the same technique. So I will be right back, and we will see how the exclusive inks work with this technique as well. Now I have our Close to My Heart exclusive water-based inks, which I'm going to show you the exact same technique using these 3 ink pads. We have our New England Ivy, our Desert Rose, and our Peach. And I'm going to start with our lighter color. I already have our foam tools loaded with their sponges on the end. Remember, our ink pads are so easy open with the magnetic closure, and our ink is always at the top of your surface because they are stored upside down, right? I love that about our inks. I also love that they stack together nicely, and you don't have to worry about your inks falling over because they are all stacked together. All right, we're going to start with the peach because it is our lightest color. And here, when you use the water-based inks, they're not as smooth as the Distressed Oxides because the Distressed Oxide inks contain the pigments, right? The pigment ink and the water-based. So your water-based inks are not as forgiving, but you can see just how easily they will blend together as well. So I'm going to start with this peach color. And again, it's important to tap off here so that we don't have any harsh lines. And I'm going to go ahead and tap my color in the center here, remembering not to shake my camera too much. Okay, and tapping off each time. So important to remember when using the water-based inks because you don't want any harsh lines in there. You see, I'm using the edges of my sponge to be sure that I'm getting in there real good. Okay. And now I'm going to start on the bottom here. You see I got a line in there because I didn't tap it down, but that's okay. We'll blend it out. Just a little more effort involved with the water-based inks to blend out a line. You can see how I wasn't tapping off. Okay. All right, and then now I'm going to set this aside for now, and I am going to use our Desert Rose. Now this color is a darker color, so the darker your color is, the more important it is to tap off on your scrap paper so you're not getting those harsh lines. And look at how nicely this is blending. So pretty. Sorry, I'm shaking the camera. Let's see, I didn't go off and I got a little bit of a line there. We'll work on blending that out. Okay, and then now I want to come back in with my peach in the centers, and I want to be careful that I don't contaminate my ink right from getting the darker color into my lighter ink pad. Your distressed oxide inks are forgiving with that, but your water-based inks are not, so you don't want to get that darker color into your lighter ink pad. Who says you can't blend with water-based ink? All right, are we ready for our big reveal? Look at how beautiful that is. So we have our distressed oxide and our watercolor, our distressed oxide and our water-based inks. Okay, so now let's put our leaf stencil down. Make sure it layers in there perfectly. So this is the fun of a layered stencil. These flowers and these layered stencils are so beautiful. Think of all of the possibilities you can use for wedding, you can use for anniversary, baby shower. You can use these flowers right on a scrapbook layout in addition to using them on your cards. There are so many fun thinking of you, get well, so many beautiful occasions that these flowers are perfect for. And again, the darker you get it, you can put in different layers and shades to your leaves by just going darker in some areas versus other areas. right, are we ready to see our beautiful flowers? Voila! Look at how pretty. This kit with this layered stencil is available while supplies last. Again, perfect for so many different occasions. And just think, you can, so I got anniversary, I've got sending love, we could do thinking of you. There's so many fun occasions, and also so many color possibilities. Look at all of these beautiful flowers, and no two are alike. This kit is while supplies last. And don't forget, I have a special this weekend only. Buy 4 ink pads, get the 5th free. That's both for our Close to My Heart exclusive ink pads and our Distressed Oxide inks. All right, friends, have a great Saturday. See you soon.